Hello everyone, my name is Vipra Joshi and I am an assistant professor in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management in Electrical Engineering Department. Today I am going to deliver a lecture on subject of control system engineering. In this video, I will be explaining time response of second order system for different inputs. This is unit 3rd topic of 6th semester in electrical engineering branch. This is the block diagram of second order system. Now, how you can say the system is a second order system? In the transfer function of a given transfer function, okay, in the transfer function of a given system, in the denominator, if we see here, denominator is this. So in the denominator of the polynomial, if you observe, the maximum power of s is equivalent to 2. It means the maximum power of s is equal to 2. Then we can say this is the second order system. Here we can see the open loop transfer function. It means the open loop gain in the term of omega n square over s into s plus 2 zeta omega n. This is the open loop gain. So here we can see that this is the negative feedback. So here the value of feedback is equal to 1. Now if you apply the gain formula for the negative feedback, you know, for the negative feedback the formula is gs over 1 plus gs into hs. So here gs is the omega n square over s into s plus 2 zeta omega n, and hs is the 1. So if we put these value in this equation, we can get the transfer function value. Transfer function is the ratio of output to input. Here output is cs and input is rs. So the transfer function value is omega n square over s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. So this is the transfer function, and here we can see that the power of s equal to 2. So this is the second order transfer function. Now here we want to apply different input, okay, then here at first we can use unit step input for the time response of the second order system, and we know that in unit step input ut equal to 1 for t greater than 0 and ut equal to 0 for t less than 0. If we see the graph, it is this for the unit step input. So if we calculate input, it means ut equal to 1, okay, then if we take this in the frequency domain, then we take the Laplace transform. So Laplace transform of 1 is 1 over s. So here the input is rs equal to 1 over s. So here we put the value of rs in this equation. if we put the value of Rs in this equation 1 over s, and this is the transfer function, so the value is 1 over s into omega n square over s square plus 2 zeta omega n s plus omega n square. This is the equation number 1. Now we replace the value of s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square by this value, s plus zeta omega n square plus omega n square into 1 plus zeta square. It means when we add zeta square omega n square, so for this value we have to need the add and subtract both the value of zeta square and omega n square. If we add and subtract this value here, we can get this value. This is the perfect square. So here now the value is Cs equal to 1 over s into omega n square over s plus zeta omega n square plus omega n square into 1 minus zeta square. This is the equation number 2. Now it is denoted by the omega d square. If we put this value, the equation become like this. Now this is the Cs, and here we have to find out the Ct in time domain. So we want to take inverse Laplace for this equation, but it is not easy to apply. So here we want to change this term into the easy form, so that we can take inverse Laplace transform easily. Okay, now we take partial fraction for that. Okay, now it is 1a over s plus b over s plus zeta omega n square plus omega d square. Now we have to calculate here the value of a and b. So if we multiply this equation by s, this value cut this s, and here this s cancel this s. So now if we put s equal to 0, we can get here the value of a equal to 1. To find the value of b, we multiply the equation third by s plus zeta omega n square plus omega d square, then put s equal to minus zeta omega and minus j omega d. For find the value of a, we multiply this equation by s and put s equal to, and putting s equal to 0, and here we multiply this value by this and put s equal to minus zeta omega n minus j omega d. If we find the value of b, at first when we multiply this value, we can find the value of b equal to omega n square over s. So here we put the value of s, then we can find the value of b is minus s plus 2 zeta omega n. Now we put the value of a and b in the equation of third. If we put these value in this equation, we can get 1 over s minus s plus zeta omega n upon s plus zeta omega n ka square plus omega d square. Here the term is also added, zeta omega n. Now we take this term with s plus zeta omega, and second term is zeta omega n. So this the denominator to the both value of numerator. So here we can represent this equation 1 over s minus s plus zeta omega n over s plus zeta omega n square plus omega d square, and zeta omega n s plus zeta omega n square plus omega d square. Or now we multiply numerator and denominator by omega d. This is the our CS. Now it is the term at which we can apply the inverse Laplace easily. Here if we compare these terms, it is like s plus a over s plus a का square plus omega square. So this term is like that. So here the a is zeta omega n, and here omega d is in the place of omega. So the formula of this term, if we take inverse Laplace, is e to the power minus at sine omega t. So if we put this value, CS equal to 1 over s minus s plus zeta omega n plus zeta omega n over s plus zeta omega n square plus omega d square. Now if we take this term s plus zeta omega n and zeta omega n, now we can represent this equation by this 1 over s plus zeta omega n upon s plus zeta omega n square plus omega d square, and omega n zeta omega n upon this term. Now we multiply numerator and denominator by omega d. So this is the our CS, our output in the frequency domain. Now we can take inverse Laplace. We know that this term is like s plus a over s plus a square over plus omega square. Now this term is like that. So the formula for s plus a over s plus a square plus omega square is e to the power minus at cos omega t, and here a is zeta omega n and here omega is omega d. So if we put this value in this equation, we can get the value of this term is e to the power minus zeta omega n, because here a is zeta omega n, so at, and into cos omega t, here omega is omega d. Now if we calculate this value, this terms is like omega over s plus a square plus omega square. Here a is zeta omega n, okay, and omega d in the place of omega. So the formula for this is e to the power minus at sine omega t, okay. So if we put this value, we can get e to the power minus zeta omega n into sine omega dt. So this is our CT, and here we can put in the place of omega d equal to omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square, because we take here we take omega d square equal to omega n square into 1 minus zeta square. So we put here the value of omega n square into 1 minus zeta square. So this is our CT. Now if we put this value, now the equation becomes CT equal to 1 minus E minus zeta omega n t into cos omega dt plus zeta over under root of 1 minus zeta square sine omega d into t. Now if we take common the term of zeta under root of 1 minus zeta square, then this equation become like this: 1 minus e to the power minus zeta omega n t under root of 1 minus zeta square. So here under root of 1 minus zeta square cos d t and zeta sine omega dt. Now we know if we put sine alpha sine phi in the place of under root of 1 minus zeta square, then the value of cos phi is zeta and the value of tan phi is under root of 1 minus zeta square upon zeta, because tan theta is sine theta upon cos theta. If we replace these value by sine phi and cos phi, we can get, here is the form of sin A into cos B minus cos A into sin B. So sin A into cos B minus cos A into sin B, and this term, the formula of this is sin A minus B. If we put this value sin A minus B, we can get the value here is sin omega dt plus phi. So this is the equation of CT equal to 1 minus e to the power minus zeta omega n t upon under root of 1 minus zeta square into sin omega dt plus phi. Now if we put the value of omega d and phi here if we put the value of omega d and the value of phi, we can get omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square into t, and here phi means tan theta equal to under root of 1 minus zeta square over zeta. If we calculate the phi, it is the tan inverse under root of 1 minus zeta square over zeta. So this is our final equation. And if we calculate the error signal, we know that error is the difference of output and input which we apply. So here input is RT, unit step input, and output is CT. So and here the value of RT is 1. Okay, then if we put this value RT minus CT, we can get this value, because here the value of RT equal to 1 is cancelled to this one, and this become negative become positive. Now the value is ET, error signal is e to the power minus zeta omega n t under root of 1 minus zeta square sine omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square into t plus tan inverse under root of 1 minus zeta square over zeta. And if we calculate the steady state value of CT, we know that what is the steady state value? The steady state value we find as time t goes to infinity. and this is the constant value. So we find ESS equal to limit t tends to infinity into Ct. We can get this value is 1. Therefore, at the steady state, error is no error between the input and output, because here the value is 1. So here omega n denoted natural frequency of oscillation or undamped natural frequency, and omega d equal to damping frequency of oscillation, and we can say damped frequency of oscillation. Here zeta omega n is damping factor or actual damping or damping coefficient, or here zeta is the damping ratio. Now if we want to calculate the number of poles in this equation, these are 2. Here we can see the equation of A is, at first we take the second order system. This is the equation number A. Now if we put denominator, means if we take the characteristic equation, it is equal to 0. Or now if we find the factor from here, we can get these factor are minus zeta omega n plus j omega n under root 1 minus zeta square, and minus zeta omega n minus j omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square. These are the factors. So here equation A has 2 poles. These value are this, and it is between the value of zeta lying between the 0 to 1. This is the expression for the rise time. We know that second order system, the time response Ct equal to 1 minus e to the power minus zeta omega n t upon under root of 1 minus zeta square into sine omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square into t plus phi, or here phi is tan inverse under root of 1 minus zeta square over zeta. Now we want to write expression for the rise time, and the rise time is the time taken to rise from 0 to 100%, means this want to go at this their final value. Okay, so here we put the output Ct equal to 1. Now if we put the value of output Ct equal to 1, here if we put at the place of Ct is 1, it is 1 equal to 1 minus this term. Now this one cancel to this, and here we can see this term equal to and equivalent to 0. Now this is e to the power minus zeta omega n t over under root of minus 1 minus zeta square into sine into omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square into t plus phi equal to 0. Now if we want to this term is 0, here e to the power minus zeta omega n t can't be 0. So we put, if it is not can't be 0, then this value go to here and it is also 0. Now here the value is sine omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square into t plus phi equal to 0. And if we want to write 0 in the form of sine theta, okay, then it is sine n pi, because at the pi, 2 pi and 3 pi the value of sine theta is 0. So here we take n pi, here n equal to 1 2 3 4. Okay, if we calculate this, the sine cancel to this sine and theta equal to theta. If we compare this, okay, now this theta, here theta is omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square into t plus phi, and here theta is pi. So here this is equivalent to pi. Now if we take the rise time, here you can see the t is here and we can denote this by tr. It is the rise time. So we want to calculate the value of tr. So this pi is go from this side. So it is pi minus phi over omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square. So this is the rise time, and we know that here the value of phi is tan inverse under root of 1 minus zeta square over zeta. So this is the final value of our rise time, and we can say this is the expression for the rise time. Rise time is the time taken to rise from 0 to its 100% value. Now this, if we want to calculate the peak time, we know the peak time is the time taken to the response to reach its peak value. Okay, so peak value means maximum value. So here we can see that for maximum value we take the differentiation of the output Ct, dCt over dt equal to 0. Now if we take differentiation of this equation, we can see here we have two terms. One is e to the power minus zeta omega n t upon under root of 1 minus zeta square, and the second term is sine omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square into t plus phi. So here we can apply the formula of 2. This is differentiate. If we take first one as a constant, so if we take first term as a constant and we take differentiation of the second, and plus we take again the second term as a constant and we take differentiation of the first term. Now here the first term is e to the power minus zeta omega t upon under root of 1 minus zeta square, and the differentiation of sine theta. Sine theta is cos theta, so here we can write it's cos theta. Now this is the theta and we take differentiation with respect to the t. Here theta equal to omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square t plus phi. So we again take differentiation of this. If we take differentiation of this, it is only omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square with respect to t. Okay, and the differentiation of phi with respect to t is 0. So here the value of this is, now we take this term as a constant, sine omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square t plus phi. Now we take differentiation of the first term. Here under root of 1 minus zeta square is constant, so we take outside, and the differentiation of e to the power minus at is e to the power minus at into a. So here we take e to the power minus at into a is zeta omega n. So this is the differentiation for this term, and it is equal to 0. Now if we calculate this value, we can get here the value of Ct is 1 plus e to the power minus pi zeta under root of 1 minus zeta square upon under root of 1 minus zeta square into sine phi. This is the value of Ct. Now this value cancel this value, because here we put at the sine phi equal to under root of minus zeta square, so it is become 1 plus e to the power minus pi zeta over under root of 1 minus zeta square. So if we want to calculate maximum peak, it is Ct maximum minus 1. So we put the value of Ct maximum here. We can get the maximum peak value is e to the power minus pi zeta over 1 minus zeta square, and if we take percentage of this, we can multiply it by the 100. So this is the expression for the peak time. Next is settling time. Settling time is the time taken for output. Okay, it is the time taken for output to reach and remain with the zero tolerance band. It means 2% to 5% of its final value. Okay, so if we calculate the settling time, the settling time for the second order system is approximately 4 time of the time constant, and we have time constant T is 1 over zeta omega n. So here we multiply it by the 4. So the settling time Ts is equal to 4 over zeta omega n. Thank you.